And so I need to mentally prepare.
Did I cut it too short? Oh, I wanted to keep some at the end longer.
We had an amazing difficulty. It's so funny that I thought that I'd be doing that in 2020. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know a lot of you might actually be back in school already, you know, doing your school thing, but I personally, Simran, am a UC student, which means I don't go back till October 1st, which means I just now am processing the fact that I have to go back, which I'm not even going anywhere. I'm just going to this exact desk, but instead of watching YouTube videos and doing random other work, I'm gonna be going to Zoom University. And so I need to mentally prepare. I'm gonna be having my own little mini glow up. Honestly, I'm pretty sure all my classes are big enough to where I'm gonna be required to have my video off and not on, but you know, I'm also gonna be organizing my school things, setting up my Google Calendar, bullet journal, all that stuff. Let's get started, shall we?
Welcome to my bathroom. My friend Masuma sent me a tutorial of how she cuts her hair that we are going to use for guidance. Also, that black dot is my shower speakers. Oh my god, I cannot figure this out. Figure it out, no, no. But we're just gonna like go like that probably. Like this. Oh, again, okay. Like that. Okay, the first cut is done. Not even panicking. Did I cut it too short? Oh, I wanted to keep some at the end longer, but I didn't. I don't really know what I just did. Oh, I have to do the whole other side, and I just threw that all in the back. Hold on, I had to FaceTime a friend. We're using a color friend feature today. Not me cutting my hair wrong. See, when Brad Mondo does it, he does it on models, so it's like different. He never puts the wig on himself. Wait, I think that one better. Then we just gotta do the same thingy that I did. I got a bad idea, and then I decided to do it. If it didn't turn out good, that's okay. I did what I could.
It looks fine.
Hopefully some curl action will help.
Eventually.
So it's been a couple days since I cut my hair. I feel like it makes my like grown out bangs look so much more natural and fit in with the rest of my hair that I'm glad I did that. So that's kind of all for like the glow up part of the video. I don't know. And now I want to upgrade my desk area. I've been balancing my stuff on these SAT and ACT books, which is like very thrifty and fun of me, but it's just further making my room feel like I'm in my high school room when I'm actually a third year in college. So I had an idea to cover them in this duct tape, which kind of looks like wood. I know it's not gonna look like, wow, beautiful laptop stand, but at least I won't be reminded of my SAT score every day, which could be kind of nice for me, so that's what we're gonna do. We had an amazing difficulty. I just knew this was gonna happen. I think they look pretty good, honestly. Like, yeah, it looks like duct tape, but it looks better than an SAT book. However, this last corner, we ran out of duct tape, and I'm not gonna buy another roll just for this corner. So I just cut off a bit from here to cover it, and then I'm just gonna put this one right on top, and so you won't even know. But of course that happened. This is the updated setup. Honestly, not too different, but I think it looks way better, and everything just looks clean and nice, and my drawers are organized, so it's perfect for the school year. I'm also gonna be making a new version of this background for this video because this was like pre-quarantine. Every time I look at it and I see the concert pic, I'm like, that's so funny that I thought that I'd be doing that in 2020. We're definitely gonna be updating that. Now that my desk is all set up, it's time to plan for fall quarter, which means setting up my planning system and organizing my stuff. I already bought all my stationery and everything, and I don't think I need anything else for that. I think all that's left with like that stuff is figuring out what classes I'm taking paper notes for and what classes I'm going to be taking online notes for, which is very dependent on the professors and how the first day goes. So I can't really prepare for that yet. I think we'll get there when we get there, but I can clean through my Google Drive
because for whatever classes I do take online notes for or have online material for, I normally like to have a Google Drive folder. So as you can see, currently I have 3 folders besides my previous folder. My previous folder I don't even want to open because I literally don't know what's in there because I've literally been using my previous folder for as long as I've had my account. So I'm done with this class. I finished in summer session, so I'm gonna drag it into the previous folder. My laptop's being super laggy. Okay, yeah, a lot of this stuff is pretty outdated, and I think I'm just gonna make my folders for the school year. If I don't use them, I can delete them later, but I'm gonna make a folder for my psych class. I luckily got off all my wait lists, which I know I was complaining about last video, but I'm off all my wait lists, so I actually know what my schedule is, so I can do this whole thing. And then I also wanna create another folder and I want to call it like, I want to call it work stuff, but I want to make this for like any resume, portfolio, those type things that are irrelevant, but sometimes I access them. Okay, cool. So now that we have my Google Drive colors and like all that class stuff figured out, I'm also going to set up my Google Calendar because I use my Google Calendar just to decide all my meetings for the day. So how I like to do it is my Google Calendar, I will share with other people. So if we have any meetings together, I can book them based on our availability. And then what I do in my bullet journal is I use my Google Calendar, and every day the night before, I go through what my schedule is for tomorrow, put that into my Google Calendar. And then with the leftover time in between, like in between meetings and stuff, I'll kind of time block and plan out the day. That's like my little schedule for planning time. Give you an idea of what my schedule is like for a fall quarter. I am so beyond scared. This is definitely going to be my most scary quarter, and I know I shouldn't say that because you kind of manifest that by saying it, but I just know it's going to be a hard one, but I know I can get through it. So I really had to be on top of time management this quarter to make sure I can do everything. We shall see how this goes. So as you can see, this is my Google Calendar. I have already 2 other calendars imported. I don't really use this reminders feature often, so I don't really use these at all. The only thing I really use is my personal calendar, which is my schedule, and that's what I share with other people if anyone asks about my calendar. And then I have 2 other calendars imported. I have my Canvas calendar, which I don't remember how you do this, but I'm pretty sure if you go to Canvas, if you play around with the calendar a little bit, you're able to find your Canvas calendar, which is really helpful for having due dates and all your class times and everything, because if professors change due dates, it tends to change on their Canvas calendar. So it changes without you having to make the manual change, which is really nice. So I recommend importing that if you use Google Calendar. And then I also have my CTD calendar of everything we're doing in CTD. That's my calendar so far. So now I can add my classes in. So I'm gonna add, I have 1 class, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I mean, it doesn't start this Monday, it starts Friday. And it's my CSU 103 lecture. I don't think I have any discussions or like other things this quarter, which is nice, but I'm just gonna write lecture anyways, just so I know. And then to find out the repeating, it repeats custom, and then I would do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and repeat every week, and it ends on, I'm gonna have it end, when does the quarter end actually? I don't even know, like December, oh, it says 12/11, so I'll do 12/11. Oh, wrong way. Let's see how that looks. Gonna go to next week to see how that looks. Okay, yeah, so that lecture is all in. I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna finish setting this up and I'll show you after. My Friday, what is happening over there? I just finished putting in my Google Calendar for the quarter. I don't have any Zoom links yet, so I haven't had any Zoom links or details. I just added the time. When I was in person, I would also add the location of each class because you normally know that ahead of time. And so that way I would have it set so it would notify me 7 minutes before I would have to leave to walk to class, because it would tell me how long the walk is, which was super nice, helped a lot. So now that all of my Google Calendar stuff is done and I've kind of done all the like virtual school like classes planning I could do because I don't have my syllabus or anything yet, I think I'm gonna make my next week's spread my bullet journals. I have a couple plan with me videos on my channel, so if you want to see more in detail of how I use my bullet journal, you can check out those. But just to give you a little rough run through, I haven't set up October yet, so I'm just gonna take you through September. I normally have like 1 page that's like the theme for the month, and then I have my calendars, the overlining bigger things I have going on, that, and then I have like my monthly goals, which I go through at the end of the month. And then I normally have 1 page that's relevant to that month. So for this month, it's a
list of things I wanted to do before school started. Last month I just did like an intensive habit tracker that I ended up not using. And then so for my weekly spread, I normally have the week from Monday to Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday I'll split a page for because I don't want to be working that much on weekends. And so then I'll have some type of time blocking on the page, and then I'll also have my to-do list.
Girl, he got 5 stories to tell. I see both sides like Chanel. See on both sides like Chanel. Swimming laps through cool water. Eating like I'm underworld. My tattoos and Shibuya. Police think I'm.
I made my spread for next week a little variation of this week, not too different though. Just having to-do list, my schedule with my time blocking once I'm ready to do that. I left it empty for now because I don't know what time I want to wake up. Like, that's the stuff that I do the night before because I know, okay, I'm going to wake up at this time and finish at this time. I can start putting tasks in. I have my habits. Here's a little preview of that. And yeah, that's my spread for the first week of school. If you guys have any suggestions for a theme for October, I want to do something fall related since fall is my favorite season. So comment down below if you have any suggestions. We have one last organizing planning thing to set up before we're officially like ready for the school year, and that's my Notion. But I thought I could just show you how I use my Notion so you get an idea of how it all works in my big system. So here we have my little dashboard page with all of my Notion things on it, and I just kind of have my projects. So I have some like case study design things, another project that's my portfolio for product design. On the side we have my internship job. This is like my masking planning stuff. My schedule, this has like all my classes I ever want to take ever in UCSC kind of figured out. Resources, which is some more design things, and then personal, which is like books I want to read, my video plans, recipes, affirmations, that, and then I have my tasks for my week. And so as you can see, for my tasks for the week, this is all not school stuff. So basically I just use Notion to plan things that are more self-paced or things that aren't school related that I'm like don't have set deadlines for. I can show you something previously I did. So I have my room redo video. As you can see, I have like all the phases of editing, so there's smaller tasks within that. So within each video I'll have like the different parts of editing because I like to break my editing up over days or just like a little bit so that way I don't just go into like editing gens. These subtasks are things that I'd put on my to-do list. So I'd be like, okay, 3 things from editing I need to do. Put that on my bullet journal for the week. I would move it to like, okay, once I filmed, I'd put it in progress. This video is technically in progress because I'm filming it. And then at the end, when I was done, I complete it. And at the end of the week, I would archive it. So that's kind of how I use my Notion. If you guys want like a full dedicated Notion video, I can do that. But like, I just thought I'd do the rough idea here so you guys could at least get an idea of everything I use for planning. The last thing left is my brain and preparing my mental state for this quarter. I think there's some things we can do so that we can put ourselves in the right mindset for this quarter and make sure that we're able to succeed and do everything we want to do. Over the summer, I read the book Atomic Habits, and by read, I mean I actually took detailed notes of it like it was a textbook for no reason. So one thing James talks about in his book is the 3 layers of behavior change. So the 3 layers are outcome, processes, and identity. Outcomes being what we set as our goals, processes being the habits that bring us to our goals, and identity being how we view ourselves and like what our beliefs are within our core. A lot of times we tend to think that if we want something to be a part of our identity, we have to have a goal and then we can make it a process or a habit and then eventually become our identity. But James Clear talks about how we have to actually switch that. You want something to be a part of your identity, and then from there you'll want to make time for it, so then you'll build it as a process and then you'll reach your goals. And that overall is a lot more sustainable of a way to get where you want and to succeed. I made this little note in my book about how what he's talking about reminds me of the law of attraction and manifestation, and how you can kind of use vision boards to reassure your identity and remind you of your dream identity. That's a really long explanation, but basically I want to redo my vision board to make it more like what I want my identity to be now. Yesterday I wrote down what are my beliefs, worldwide views, self-image, and judgment, and I just wrote down whatever felt like either currently aligned with my identity or something that I admire in someone's identity that I'd want to be in mine. And I wrote that all down, and then from that I took a couple key things and I highlighted them and I looked for images based on that, so it'd be like a reminder of the identity I want. From that list, thought, okay, if I were to be this person, what are some things this person would do every day
that also bring me joy. I made my previous one on Canva, which was fun, but I kind of just want to make this one on Figma because I'm a lot more comfortable with Figma now than I was then.
I'm going over this really quickly just because I have a whole other video where I went in detail of making a vision board. So if you want to make one and it's your first time making one, I recommend checking that one out. The only difference is I'm using Figma instead of Canva as my tool to design. Both are free. Feel free to use whatever you're comfortable with. There's plenty of tutorials on using Figma out there, so I would check that out. Imported all the pictures I picked out before, and then I just played around with sizing like last time. Love it. I changed the background color from yellow to green, which is a little scandalous. Also, if you hear that, that's my laptop fan. But it just reminds you of Santa Cruz. That picture is Santa Cruz and that one is Santa Cruz. Something fun and new for fall. I even also made the phone version. It's like similar but different, and it gets me kind of hyped for fall.
That was the last thing I had planned for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, and I'll see you very soon. Another one. Bye!